to play professional sports, uh, whether it was football or basketball. But the basketball thing is a different story that I could tell for another day or time. But I know deep down inside of my heart that I believe that I was good enough. If I was not good enough to play in the NFL as a black quarterback, I know deep down inside of my heart I was good enough to play in the NBA
Yes.
or either be able to play over in Europe or overseas somewhere
Yes, sir.
basketball, but that opportunity was just not given to me because of the path I took to play football. But I'm not bitter.
Yes. Yes.
I am not discouraged in any manner because I did fulfill one of my dreams. I got a scholarship to go play college football at the University of Tennessee.
University of Tennessee. Look at that guy right there. Straight from Adamsville. Good looking athlete. That's awesome. You know the only thing concerned me about y'all uniform back then? Just me being a newer school athlete. But I knew that was the shoe of the day. Boy, them turf shoes, boy.
Because
Your ankle
everybody
bone in the
had,
summer get it now, boy. But
I
you
would say 90% of the colleges across the United States at the time were
going into
artificial
that.
turf.
Yeah.
So that's
Those were the
what
equipment,
we
yeah.
wore.
Yeah.
We wore turf shoes. We played in a couple, like when we would play Ole Miss and play the University of Kentucky. Those were the two teams that I remember exclusively had grass stadiums.
Okay, you won too many teams.
So we wore grass cleats at that time, and then like I said, major universities. If I had one pair of cleats, I might have had 15.
Okay.
So I had all
Had
kinds
all
of
the
cleats,
flavors, yeah.
had all
That's major university.
different things of that nature. Not only all the cliques. There's a lot of perks that go along with playing ball at major universities, whether they supposed to happen or not. They happen. And I'm not gonna ever expose any of those perks on a tape or anything of that nature, but I will expose them privately to tell you what go on. Where if you ever have a nephew, a grandson, or anybody in your family that is put in a position to have an opportunity to play major college football, basketball, or baseball, to be able to give you some insight to what's going to go on with that individual's life when he get ready to the transition from a small market high school into a major money building organization as universities are, because football at major universities really supply all of the money for everything that goes on at those universities, whether it's athletically or academically. The amount of money that football creates for those universities dictates just about everything that goes on at those universities. So, in order for your family member not to walk in one of those places blind like I did, because I was the first athlete in my family and the first one in my family to go to college, and just so happened to be able to be blessed enough to go to a white university. The things that I was exposed to, I were blind to it because I did not know those things went on, because I did not have anybody that may have been in my family or somebody that you know to be able to enlighten information to your family member to what they finna be involved in, because knowledge is powerful. And if we know some things in advance, we are prepared to know how to deal with them than going into anything blindly.
But you know what, your career was kind of like that though. Early.
I went in blind.
But look how you came out.
Right.
You ain't scarred about that.
And I'm not bitter about anything.
Had a little tweak in your high school career here now. You might have missed a couple of passes in your sophomore year, right? You kept going though, right?
Yes, I did.
You had pillars, community, you had your family, Appleby, your mom, your family, Mr. Iron. You rolled it out. And you even though you had like a little, your college career. Look what this year brought you. It brought you the opportunity to go to the Joe Namath camp and compete against
went to the Joe
Elway
Namath football
and
camp. I had John Elway
and Dan Marino, right?
Dan Marino
on,
was there.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Before I went to the Joe Namath camp, the week that I flew to the University of Pittsburgh, the only thing that I can say I did unfairly my senior year was this.
Why did you have to go to Pittsburgh?
I had already chose to go to the University of Tennessee. But back in those days when I came out, you could take 6 official trips. That's what they call official trips.
Oh yeah, because you was being recruited.
You could take 6 official trips to be recruited. We already knew these places I wasn't going to go to, but I took a trip to the University of Pittsburgh, and the weekend that I was there, Dan Marino was there that weekend being recruited by them too. So when I met Dan Marino at the Joe Namath football camp, I had already met him before we got to the Joe Namath football camp because him and I was at Pitt being recruited at the same time.
You actually know Dan Marino.
I got a chance to meet doing this walk. That's why. How could I be bitter about a walk that I got an opportunity to meet guys like Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, John Elway, be on the field at the same time with a guy like Marcus Allen, Ronnie Lott, Kenny Easley, have an opportunity to be at Pittsburgh that weekend, to go to a party at the home of Tony Dorsett, to be able to meet a guy named Hugh Green, to be able to have a teammate that played quite a few years for the New England Patriots that reached out to me 2 weeks ago on my birthday to give me a call by the name of Roland James. To have all of these other guys that made it in the league, that God bless me to cross paths with them because I was able to get a scholarship to go to the University of Tennessee and to enhance my life, to be exposed to things that I probably never would have been exposed to if I would have went to a small market college. But because I went to this small market college, to be able to meet these guys and still have a relationship with these guys to this day. These guys seek me out to this day as if I was a starter and made great strides at Tennessee, as if I am the guy I am now, that never became a starter at Tennessee in a varsity game, but to these individuals that I named, they don't care about none of that. They treat me with the love and respect that as if I was a starter and did great things at Tennessee. So how can I be bitter about having that opportunity?
Awesome interview. Locked in with Bobby King. Did you see the journey he took us on just then? I'm gonna ask him to come back to a couple of future shows, and I'm gonna stay locked in with this guy, man. I need his expertise. He's my big brother. He had that huddle. He just told me to come on in and get himself some. And I'm so honored and so pleased and proud of being here with him today and to get all this knowledge and all this information, all these testimonies from a great person. But if I can sum it up, his athletic skill set is God-given, and it goes through the roof. But meeting this man over the last couple of days, his personality and his character, like the great Martin Luther King said, you're the person on the character. It goes up 10 times higher than any athletic sports that he ever played. He played that at the greatest level you can play. I admire Bobby King. I admire him for. Listen, I sit around. Say, I got to make the call. I got to take my show to another level. I picked the phone up and I just dialed him. He picked it up and he called me back. And here we go today. And I'm just so mind blown about this opportunity that I was given today to learn so much and to bring something to the viewers about it ain't where you're from, but it's truly where you're going in life, and it's just a mindset and just respect what you have and take what you have in life and just go forward with it and try to make it work and have faith. I learned so much by being with this guy today. And I'm gonna do this part of the show here that it's gonna bring it to an end, but I got to get him the helmet. Let me get the football big bro. This getting this helmet like the big part of the show right here.
All right.
He gonna bring it home with us with a good statement. Bobby King.
You know, to sit here today after being out of Harper High School for 43 years, finished Harper High School in 1978, and this is the year 2021. To sit here today, to be able to talk about the foundation that started my life at Harper High School, that put me on the journey that I'm on in life now, is something that's so very special. For those of you who were blessed enough to walk the halls of Charles Lincoln Harper High School on any capacity, you are a brother, a friend, a confidant of mine for life. Whether you ever had an opportunity to wear any uniform for that school or not, you are a brother or sister of mine for life, because you went to the same school that I went to. And I would be very, very remiss if I didn't sit here and do two things to bring this to an end. The first thing that I would like to do is to give thanks to all of my teammates, all of the people that in the community that Harper was built around, the faculty, and just the Trojan Nation in general. Thank you so very much for always supporting everything I did, keeping my story alive, because you guys tell my story better than I do. Y'all was there. I was trying to play it. Y'all was learning it and doing it and talking about it and keeping it alive. And the last thing that I would like to do, that I would not be a true man if I did not do this, is that I would like to give special thanks to the queen of my life, Shirley King. Continue to help make and mold your Trojan brother. Trojan for life.
Trojans for life. Woo! We did it, big bro.
We did it.
Thank you, man.
God bless you.
Thank you.
May God continue to bless this journey. And for all of you other Trojan brothers that this young man reach out to want to be a part of the history of Harper High School, please embrace him. Because as he stated, he finished Harper High School in 1987. I finished in 78. But for him to have the love and passion about continuing to want to know about the legacy of the people who went before him, to make sure that that little school on Collier Drive that's closed now to students, but still alive as people like myself, himself, and the gentleman who runs this complex that we are sitting in able to do this interview. As long as we are alive, Harper High School will never die.
Never die.
So please embrace him if he reaches out to you to ask you to be a part of the locker room, because we don't never want that little place over there that was so special to so many people to die.
To die.
God bless you. May God keep you, and may you always prosper in the Trojan way.
Trojan way. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, quarterback. Thank you, leader. Thank you, phenom, icon, and legend. Ladies and gentlemen, the locker room, Mr. Bobby King. Thank you. Oh, we did it, baby. That concludes my interview with Bobby King, 3 sports legend at Charles Lincoln Harper High School. Alumni class of 1978. 1978, I was a 9-year-old kid. Me and my mother was just together, you know what I'm saying? I had a young mother, and she wanted the best for me, and she wanted me to find something to do as a little kid while she was go to work and try to carve out a living for us. She found a small place over on the west side of town, of Atlanta, called the Adamville community. She found a little house right down in the street called Fairlane Circle. And that's where I reside for 24 years of my life. I was always a curious little kid, and I always was an adventurous child. And I always kind of want to know what's going on. I remember one day me and my mom was on the bus. We was on the Martyr bus. It's called the 57 Collier Heights. It runs up Collier Drive to the corner of Fairburn, and it will make a left on Fairburn and head toward Adamville. And it will make before it go to Adamville, before it get to the bridge, and everybody know the bridge I'm talking about that leads to Adamville, it will make a right on Fairlane Drive. Fairlane Drive, you make another right, Fairlane Circle, second house on the right, on the hill, 459 Fairlane Circle is where this kid resided at for 24 years. The buzz in my community was Harper High, Bobby King. I said, what is a Harper High? What is a Bobby King? One day I was on that bus riding up Collier Drive with my mother, who was coming from downtown Atlanta. I think she went and bought me a bag of clothes or something from Kessler's downtown. You know how it was back in the day, all your OGs. Kessler's downtown. I said, Mom, what's going on with that building over there, that white building right there? She said, boy, that's a high school, and you too young to be over there, and I bet I never catch your butt down here. You too far from home. And that wasn't but a 3-minute walk from my house to Harper High. My mama told me not to catch me. I'd be caught around there. I took it upon myself to sneak down there at school and find out what was all the hype going on that day at that school. It had cars, every parking lot at this one particular school. This one little building, this little white building at the corner of Fairburn and Collier Drive that piqued my interest. I said, I got to get in there and see what's going on. Young kid, I'm walking down to the school. Noticed I had to have money to get in. I've been down there a couple of times before. You know what I'm saying? I had already kind of peeped the campus out. It was a back door on the back side of the school that can be popped. And you can enter the school of Harper High down on the bottom end where the band practice at. And if you take it 12 to 13 steps, you'll walk past the girls' gym. First, you'll walk past the band room, the girls' gym, and there will be a side door to the boys' gymnasium at CL Harper High. And on this particular day, my mama told me not to go down there. I was hard-headed. I snuck down to that school to see what was going on. All the hype, all the cars. I enter that building. I go past the band room quickly. I go past the girls' gym very quickly. And the reason I know it's the band room and the girls' gym because I eventually went to the high school and I eventually knew where I was at. But this particular time, I open up a door and I'm looking at this huge crowd of people in this little gym. And it's a slim young man at the free throw line by the name of Bobby King, bending his knees, coming up, following through what they call a jump shot. A free throw. The net say, swoosh. The crowd said, ah! And Bobby King has hit a free throw that was leading his Harbor High Trojan basketball team to some type of victory. The crowd got so loud it scared the fool out of this young boy who I was. I said, oh, I got to get back home. My mama gonna kill me. I run home with so much excitement on my mind about seeing that crowd and seeing the game of basketball and that black and gold and everything that was happening 3 minutes from me down the street. I said I want to be a part of it. The law of attraction is something real serious when you really want to do something in your life. I said I'm going to go to that school someday and I'm going to play ball just like that guy Bobby King did. This guy was 10 years older than me, and I have never learned how to dribble a ball, shoot a ball, heard of a ball, didn't have no dad, no brother to even teach me how to play no type of ball. But I wanted it. I dreamed about it. I ran home so fast that night just knowing my mom was going to be waiting on that porch to get me with that switch and whoop my little butt. But it didn't happen. I was able to get back home, collect myself, and think about what I just witnessed. I witnessed a ton of greatness. That's the Bobby King. Changed my life. Seeing that man shoot that free throw in them gold shorts, white jersey, crowd going crazy. I said, whatever that is down there, I'm fit to practice on it tonight. I'm fit to play Harbor High basketball right here in my grandmama's living room. I scrambled around, found me a pair of short shorts, and they were so short back then. It was a pair of short Izod shorts came out with my thighs. Got a pair of my long socks. I don't even know what color they was, but they was long because I was trying to look like Bobby King. I went in my grandma's closet. I got 2 clothes hangers and made circles out of them and hung them up on each side of her room and made me a whole court basketball. And to finish it off, to have a basketball, I got a pair of socks, rolled them up. And I played Harbor High basketball that night. I mimicked what I saw down at that gym all night. I told myself, one day, that's going to be me. And that dream came true. His coach at the particular time was Coach Ross. After all my dreams came through and I learned how to play basketball in my neighborhood, trial and error, played on Caillou Park team, and a great group of guys at that park up there. The dream continued because I found the basketball game inside of me because I wanted to find it. Harbor High 8th grade basketball, Harbor High B team basketball, spring tryouts, I do well. The summer going into my sophomore year, I proved to Coach Ross that's still at that school that I belong on that team. Because the law of attraction, when I was a young kid, I told myself I was going to be in this gym, shooting free throws, practicing, and being a Harbor High Trojan. That's my little small story. And I'm going to give it back to who I'm dedicating this to, Bobby King. I just had a great interview with him. 43 years it took him to have an interview with anybody to talk on this level. And I feel so special and so honored for him to take his time and to do this for me. He's a big brother to me. He's a phenom, high school phenom in 3 sports, football, baseball, basketball. He's a high school phenom. He's a high school icon. And he's a CL Harbor High legend, 3 sports. I followed his lead. Same little fella he was, same community, did everything he did, and he was so great at what he did that he left room for me to come on through there and follow through and be one of the great Trojans like he was. You know, I didn't have the kind of numbers he had, and I didn't win no kind of awards like he won. But I admire him, and I respect him, and he is the Michael Jordan of my time. These are some of the awards and accolades that Bobby King won while being a sports phenom, icon, and legend right at the corner of Fathom Road and Caillou Drive on the west side of Atlanta, Adamsville's community. Here we go. Bobby King, 1978 Golden Helmet Award winner, best football player on his team. Bobby King, 1977 High School All-American in basketball and football. 1978, he was All-City basketball team. 1977, 1976, he was a member of the 100% Wrong Club. All 3 years that he played, sorry, correct me on that, 3 consecutive years, his sophomore, junior, and senior year, he was a part of the All-Georgia tournament team. The same year that he wore the golden helmet in football, he won the 1977 Most Valuable Player Award also. He was the leading rebounder on his basketball team for 4 consecutive years. He was All-State 2 years in a row in basketball and football in the state of Georgia. And to top it off, or to bottomize it off, and I ain't gonna finish it out, this man got Most Valuable Player in baseball the year 1976. Started 30 out of 34 varsity ball games. Led the school in pass, had an average of 325 yards per game. Average throwing 3 touchdowns per game. Average 5 dunks per game. He averaged a triple, single, and double in baseball every game. And he controlled his baseball team from being a hind catcher behind the plate. Did all these marvelous things and wonderful things in high school. He never played Little League. Come from a great community, great staff at Harp, great teachers and counselors. Peers respected him. He took on his challenges and he was a champion in my eye. And I had the opportunity to interview him yesterday, to pick his brain. He gave me some things that last me for a lifetime. So to end this right here, I just want to say thank you, Mr. King, for being a great example, a great role model in my community when I was young. And you know, you didn't really know me until I reached out to you honestly about 2 weeks ago. But I've known of you all my life, and everything you showed me, and it's the character of you, the character of yourself outshines any athletic prowess and iconic and legendary and phenomenal things you ever done on the field. Great man, Mr. Bobby King. He loved his mother. He was raised by his mom, just like me. I came from the same community. Hey, our mom used to give us money to go downtown and pay bills. I found out the same thing back in them days. We had the responsibilities of going to pay our mother's bills when they're home. Mr. Bobby King, that one for you. Thank you, brother. And you're always welcome on The Locker Room. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm signing out. Bobby King, thank you, brother. You were phenomenal, iconic, and legendary. Adamsville finest, the Michael Jordan of my time. Thank you, big brother.